Well, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to one and all. It's Christmas Eve coming up in about a few minutes, according to the time index I've got right now, which I can't even see worth anything. It's still the 23rd of December. It is 11:33 p.m. West Coast time. The Weaver John C. of Roseman, California. The Diary of the Griever named John Weaver, which is me. A lot of videos down this year, this season, talking about things, actions, emotions, and in between. We have gone through a lot. We have seen a lot, and we're still here. Gone through the emotions, gone through the mourning and grieving. And I guess besides, if I was going to be asking Santa for a new twin bed mattress, box springs, to replace the broken down piece of crap I've got right now, I think that's the only physical item I would ask him for right now. But I would ask and pray for each one of us that this season offers something for us to hold and grasp onto. Something that only we can identify and hold on to it for dear life. As was in one particular movie, City Slickers, number one, Jack Palance and Billy Crystal in it. They had a conversation on the range about one thing. Everything else doesn't mean anything. I held on to a hell of a lot of pain, a lot of grieving this year because it got so bad that I couldn't deal with the anniversaries and I couldn't deal with traditions. I couldn't deal with the memories. I couldn't deal with any of it. Struggling through classwork and the emotional roller coasters left and right, not to mention the triggers left and right, and everything else giving me a headache. I looked at this year as a big pain in the butt. Treated it as such. Because I didn't know how to get past the pain. I'm still trying to deal with it. It's important for me to understand that the holiday season is not just the colored lights and the glitz I got behind me that keep flashing left and right, and I gotta turn these damn things down and save the battery power. Be in a sec in a few. But the thing of it is, what I needed to know, besides the glitz and the glamour and the fabric and the pieces of metal stuck all over the place and words, creative stuff, what was it all meaning? But the thing I kept learning and keep understanding about this holiday season that still kicks me to this time and that it really means something to me is it's family. Um, I've talked about it many times, and yet I could go into a bit of a roller coaster session over here and not smile and just be a grimacing Grinch like creature here. The problem is the Grinch had a hell of a lot of anger, fear, mistrust, and misconceptions going on, and maybe mistreatment. And he felt like he was outside the loop and snarled at everybody because he wasn't part of it. He should have been. I know how that feels. But I also know how much the season and the reason for it means, and the religious aspect of it. But I'm also worried, actually thinking about how it means to me personally. Talked about my family a great deal and what it means to be part of it, what it, what the word means to me, and that this holiday season is also about family. And it doesn't have to be bloodline. There could be a few select people that you allowed in your life that mean to you, that are closer to you than anything else, and maybe they are family. Could be workmates. That's a family. Could be crewmates of something. That's another. club, something, a group. Even it happens to be a neighbor that you lived with for several years and been part of the family a bit. Just been connected to him one way or another. Still registers. It still matters a great deal to me when I talk about these things, but also that I feel it inside. I may feel the conflicting memories, and I may feel the conflicting feelings of this is so depressing as hell. Why am I doing this thing in the first place? And yeah, believe me, it's been like that all year. I imagine it's been like that for everybody else who's been going through it and still can't understand why. Why is it happening? Why should it happen? Why is it happening right now? What can we do against it? What can we do for it? What can we do? Let it go, let it be, and just deal and just be in the moment. You're feeling screwed up inside? Okay. You feel like you need to cry? Cry it. If you feel like you just want to just sit there for a few and just sit there. What's wrong with that? It's a big enough thing to contemplate things like this because sometimes it's so simple, it's heavier than anything else we've dealt with. Then actually we understand the complexity of the damn thing. It's so simple. It's like, why didn't I think of that in the first place? Epiphanies come. Holiday season like this, I know is meant to be shared with people, or even animals. Animals can also be your family as well as the human beings. Your family. In one spiritual sense, we're all brothers and sisters. Granted, we all don't get along with each other. You know, that's a given. Sometimes we do, and we miss them a great deal. And for right now, as much as I miss my family and want to share with them, maybe in one essence there are, and I'm just not aware of it just yet. Sometimes it's not just the presence I look for under the tree. It's the presence around me that's what I look for. I get older. You know, it's nice to see a brightly packaged item. But what also gets to me more is seeing people just coming up to you and giving you a hug or a greeting or something. A little bit of affirmation. Telling you that you're all right. That you're okay for the moment. And you can deal with that. You can honestly deal with that. I'm dealing with things on my own level, and I struggle, but I cope. And the more I cope, the more I can try working out things. Some days aren't as good, others struggling. Today, it's a flip of a coin. Tomorrow will take care of itself, and I don't know what happens the day after that. I can tell you right now, I am okay. If my family comes from heaven to celebrate the holidays with me, I hope I don't break it down and cry like crazy. But you know, if I do, I do. I show my affection, I show my warmth, I show my missing and longing for them. And they know it too. I believe this. I believe in this. I also know my mother would probably be jumping on my case because the apartment's not up to her specs. I know that too. I know my brother would want his chair back. No, this is mine, big brother. I earned it. I earned it. You get to watch my six now for a change. This is my spot. Dave had this spot for a long while, my big brother. We would sit on the opposite ends. I would sit on the other end of this table with my back to the kitchen wall. My brother would be sitting with his back to this wall, but watching this area. And watch everything. Now it's my job. Now it's mine. This is what I do. And yes, I know there's going to be a hell of a lot of pain and grieving at this point. There's been a hell of a lot of triggers happening these days. But I'm also kind of feeling that it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Not in the way I expect it, feel it, think it, or even deal with it. It's not going to happen. What's going to happen is going to happen. I don't know, and I'm not anticipating it. What I am going to be anticipating right now is getting my stuff together and heading to the sack and sleeping. We'll sleep past whatever happens in the next 2 or 3 hours, get up. And it will not be Christmas per se, but it'll be Christmas Eve where everything's waiting and anticipating of what's going to happen next. I don't know. What am I planning for tomorrow? Well, Christmas nauseous. A Christmas drink and a special menu. I hope it works out for both. I've been trying to experiment on a taste that I can deal with. I hope it works out. I'm looking forward to it. Meanwhile, Merry Christmas Eve to one and all. I may be off the air for a while. I gotta save space on my computer until I get another flash drive coming in. So, till it happens, guys, I'll keep in contact when I can. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad.